Hi everyone, it's Claire here, and recently I was in a Tricky Towers tournament on PS4. So here are some of the games from those matches. I've sped them up a bit in places to make this go faster. So first up, we're up against Daedrus. This match was actually really tough. I thought I was going to lose it. You see, he's getting ahead here, he's got the concrete, it's going pretty well for him. And then I get a bit of a wobble and boom, my tower goes down. That's really the way it goes in Tricky Towers. He has a bit of a rush to the end, but you know, he's got a confident lead and I can't make up that loss in that first game. So going into the second game now, I know it's a single elimination format, so if I get dropped out here first round, I'm out of the tournament. So it's really important. Now I get really lucky here with the concrete there, and that basically gives me the stability to rush on ahead. And you know, I have a bit of a wobble there, but he's feeling the pressure as well, and he rushes a bit too hard here, and that bubble's perfectly timed, and it just destabilizes his entire tower and knocks it down. So bits of this are running at 5 times speed, and then the rest is running at 2 times speed to go through all the matches. So this game, you know, really that last little bit of luck there. I mean, oof, we did not think that tower would hold, but it did. And that's a really fun part about Tricky Towers, is if you do it right, everything holds together, and just long enough, you can be a jammy little dodger. So there, that black magic really helped him out with the piano, but in Tricky Towers it's really hard to actually look at your opponents, and one of the advantages I think I had over my opponents in this is I had my friends on the sofa screaming out to me, oh no, he's ahead, oh no, he's going back. Oh god, you see, I'm rushing there, and now he's already won one game, so he's got this in the bag until he overstabilizes. Now you see that Ivy is actually really useful, but as you can see there, and I'm feeling it there, is it just stabilizes what you currently have, and what it can actually do is it can actually pull down more of your tower when it falls. Now at this point I should be knocked out, you know, I'm down to basically scratch again. He's got a strong lead, but I've just used ice blocks and he's trying to rush with the ice blocks and he's really not handling it well. He's trying to solidify with the vines. I've just got the concrete there. That's actually going all ahead, but he just can't quite seal the deal, and I've rushed to the end and I've won in a very lucky 2 matches with a wobbly finish on both. So now the second match against Hahakocka. Now I should mention some people actually in the seed round, because people didn't check in and because it wasn't an even number, some people got a free pass in the first round. I didn't, but Hahakocka did, I believe. So there we go. That concrete block really gave me the stability I needed. It shored up the tower. He's got one as well. It's going ahead. I have to admit, at this stage I'm actually really struggling with being on the right hand side of the screen. I would actually say for Tricky Towers multiplayer, potentially you should always be on the left hand side of the screen for online play, because it's actually a bit of an advantage if you're on the left side and you're used to playing on the left side, which I think most console owners are. As you know, when your friends come around, you tend to be player 1. So anyway, going ahead here, I lose that, you know, with the windmill, but I've got that really strong Ivy base. There he's got a second concrete. He's doing well. You know, I'm a bit stressed out. I have no idea how good I am relative to the internet, because, you know, I only just really play with friends. So there we go, the race line coming down. He can't quite get the finish there, but he gets it there with just half a second to spare. So now going into the second match, this is do or die for me, because again, remember, this is pretty much single elimination. So once you've lost a match, you've lost a match. Going ahead, we're getting a good start, good stability. The start of matches is usually fairly same. Now notice I managed to avoid the balloon there. Up until the match prior to this, I didn't actually know you could avoid balloons, so I'm just, you know, copying his strategy. I'm feeling pretty good. He gave me the piano there. Again, you don't always see your opponent when you cast magic on them, so, you know, fair to him. I've got a bit of a wobble here. I'm trying to actually clean it up. I believe, oh yeah, there it is. I lose my entire tower. Now, you know, he's ahead. He's already got one game in the bag. This really should be game over for me. You know, I'm running out of luck. But when you're very far behind, you get that really strong black magic, and he gets it, and he tries to use it, but it doesn't work out for him. There I get the jammy concrete play. That's actually one of the really good tactics, is if you can get a wobbly tower up and you've got a concrete in the bag, there we go, he all falls down. You can solidify it. So then from a game that I really should have lost, I came back and again with a wobbly finish won it out. So these are really hard pressed matches. I have to say, through all of this, it's extremely tense. So there we go, avoiding the balloon again. Now this, I've got a very unstable base to start with because I am so stressed here. And I've basically gone back to the roof level at this stage. He's powering ahead. Everything is looking pretty good for him. And I'm just trying to reclaim what I can. This is a deciding match. That bubble, as always, caused him a bit of trouble, but he managed to revive with the Ivy. But now, even though it looks like he's recovered there, that little bit of wobble is actually really hard to recover from. And there you go, you see it, he falls over. Now, I've got this tall tower, but it's about as stable as a noodle. And he's just dropped that bubble on me, and things are really, really not looking good. We're both panicking. We're both feeling, oh, we're going to be knocked out. There we go. He loses his tower. Again, that Ivy block can actually be a huge, huge weakness if the Ivy isn't properly anchored, because it just means that you're pulling down more rather than holding it all together. So there we go. He's got a platform play. I'm just really rushing, trying to get the placement, and there he gives the game to me. Oh, no, sorry, I forget, he didn't give the game to me. He almost gave it to me there with that solid block, because, that would have really helped. But yes, there we go, the second match won. Here we go, up against Neon Killer. So this time I'm again on the left, and we got a fairly strong start. I've got that Ivy, he's got that concrete block to prop him up. It's going fairly well at this stage. Moving ahead, oh, bit of a wobble, and there it all falls down. So going on, it's placement and piano, I'll take it. It solidifies. There we go. There's the jammy concrete. The jammy concrete saves the day. Again, you rush ahead, you place the concrete, all's good. So even though I had super unstable things and he dropped an ice, I had an Ivy in reserve, which counters the ice effect, and wham, I get it through. FYI, the reason why we were knocking the roof off there is I still haven't got the 180 tower achievement for the cap, so I was cheekily trying to get it while in the tournament. Here I have a concrete, and remember just in time to play the concrete before I hit the magic line, because obviously you lose that spell when you hit the magic line to acquire a new one. So that was actually a really good solid run through. But again, that Ivy, it can actually really counter against you. Never use the Ivy if you can't properly anchor it, because it just does bring down more of the tower. And here, I had that really good concrete play. I was feeling really good about how things were going, but everything kind of just wobbled out on me. And here he goes. He takes a second match. So close. So again, we go down to the final match of the three. We're both rushing in the beginning. He's got a much stabler base to work from. I'm just panicked at this level. This is a race, but I would be thrown out of any kind of civil engineering or wizard tower building contest at this point, because my towers are so wobbly. He's got a concrete in the bag and an ice. He goes for the concrete because really the concrete is so solid. It's just a great spell to use. I get really lucky here with another concrete. I get that another jammy float brick. That float brick really is my core strategy here. We get the large play. I've got the vines in play. If I can solidify it, great. I'm trying to counter the weight here, but again, avoiding that balloon really hard. The T-block really solidifies for me, and dropping the black magic on him, because who the hell needs lightning? Boom, match won. So again, trying to go for that twisty tower. What's not being shown here is the extended wait times between matches. This took hours and hours of play, and in this particular instance, after about an hour of waiting, my opponent didn't show, so I had to report the match, and I got one freebie to go through because the ESL organizers gave that to me. So then again, going through this Evil Kamal versus Noobnikko. This is this is the quarterfinals. So quarterfinals, concrete block placed. We're going through something like 200 players, not all of which showed. So I think it was like 180 or something in the end. So really rough tower, the concrete block, the Ivy together, giving a nice, really solid base. It's working up together there. You see my partner in the camera with all her poof. I get the nice big block, that Ivy again, just pulls more stuff down rather than solidifying it. Ivy can be really, really tricky to use. It's nowhere near as good as the other stabilization magic like platform or concrete. So there we go, and that first match into my hand. Feeling a bit better, still trying to go for the achievement, but didn't get it. I need to go back and get it. Okay, so we're building up the tower again here. That bubble is surprisingly dangerous because it can just sort of throw everything off. And I'm surprised I didn't actually attempt to nudge on that, because you can sort of clear up the stability of your tower with a quick nudge. You may have seen it in some of the earlier games. So again here, he's got a wobble. He can't keep it under control. He loses the tower. But, you know, I've also started to develop a little bit of a wobble. I'm trying to counterbalance it. That's why they put it on that side. Didn't help going through. Again, this grass, I've never seen anyone thrown by the grasses or bushes. So there we go. He's got the platform up. The platform's a nice big stable. There I was trying to use the nudge, but what I was trying to actually do was place that long brick on the left side with the ivy, and then just ivy up as many blocks as I could to try just solidify the entire tower, really. But it didn't work, because if you do have any kind of trick blocks thrown at you and you just throw them off the side without connecting to the tower or placement, the game basically re-gives you the block because it considers you trying to just throw away bad magic. There we go. I lose the entire tower, and he takes the second game with a wobbly finish, but fair play to him. I've had many wobbly finishes in this game. So again, we get to the next match. It's a very fast start. Very solidified, you know, going forward. Fairly standard play. I think we're both sort of calming down, just trying to remember our basic strategies here. I get a nice concrete block. That's always a welcome spell. It really is a make or break spell. He gets one there. He gets a jammy platform. You know, using that strategy I love so much against me. But yeah, there he had a bit of a wobble there, and he's just trying to rush it. He's not building off that platform, giving me some time to recover. I get platform of my own, manage to build it up a bit more stably, and wham, there's the finish. And I'm still trying to get that twisty tower top. So there we go. Now we come to the semis. So this is the semi-finals, and you may notice in the webcam view, we're very, very excited at this point. The audio is full of swearing, and we're just over the moon to get to the semis. Like, I'm like, how the hell did I get to the semis? So anyway, with Smoke, we go ahead. I've got my little concrete block, but there, I didn't use the spell. I had the spell. I should have used the spell, but I get straight into the spell line before using it, and that is a hugely damaging play, because it really just misses an opportunity to just rock steady my tower. And there, as you can see, I'm paying the cost for such a simple mistake. Well, he's taken the time to just really solidify and build up his tower. He's now got a concrete block to work off. He's got a solid base, and of course that's going to give him this victory. So again, the lesson learned there is make sure you know when you're going to hit the line, you know, don't lose your spells like that. So again, I'm rushing here. I'm feeling a bit wobbled. That bubble throws me off more than you think, because now the tower's all slightly skewed and the physics is just a little bit off. And that physics being a little bit off really does hurt you. Again, look at his tower. It's nice. It's really stable. He's going fast, but he's not panicking. You know, that's a really solid strategy in this place, because you'll notice how often the tower's fallen over, and you see me panicking here. You know, I can't make up the lost ground. It's, you know, I've got a really solid base there now with the ivy, but he's got a good solid lead at this point. So there comes out the concrete. Now he has no concerns to worry about, and he's just going to steam ahead knowing that he has that solid base. And I'm just rushing, using everything I can, hoping for a concrete or some jammy little giveaway, but really it's not enough. And for the first game of all the games I played, it's a 2-0, and Smoke went through. The good news is that he actually in the finals ended up winning it all, so I got knocked out by a winner. Thank you again for watching, and that's me, Claire, and that was a super fun tournament to take part in.